amazing. Well, some kind of good news. I do not celebrate Death of Christ, Christmas, pagan, satanic witchcraft holiday. I don't celebrate that, but other people I know do. And I'm being sent some money, so it's not like a bunch of money or anything. But because of that, I took my dirty clothes to the laundromat. So I have clean clothes now. And I don't necessarily want to head back there, but before things were tight, and it's like when you don't have money for the laundromat. I'm sure that other people have been there too, but it's like when you have enough money to have everything just perfect, you pay for things to be done, it's all sabotaged, and your resources are stolen, your home's broken, and then the water can't be used for so long that you've already went through a lot of your clothes. Then finally the plumbing's working again, and at that point you realize the washing machine actually is broken. So, and all your money's gone. So not being able to afford the laundromat is a problem. It's kind of funny when people don't quite understand this. And I do know that drugs are the main cause of poverty. Alcohol and drugs. I see these spirits. But not for all of us. A few of us do agree and sign soul contracts and just get beat to shit for years, decades. It's something that we agree to. And I know... Whoa! I know why. I know why we do. Because before honor comes humility. Humility is humbling or humiliating ourselves. So that comes before humbling. I took the Bible with me to the laundromat, and there were some quite relevant verses in there. They had a lot to do with like the chosen ones and narcissism. And yeah, some real wisdom. And a lot of the Bible I don't know. If you don't know the meanings of the names, then you lose some of the meaning. Or they're just certain stories that are told that might have a greater meaning. But like Proverbs is like on the mark. Why are there still mosquitoes in here? It's December. How are there still mosquitoes in my house? Is this a monitoring spirit? Go to hell. I forbid you. I cast you to hell, monitoring spirit. Sending mosquito in my house. I mean, it has to be. It's already snowed outside. There's no possible way. Anyway, like mosquitoes. Proverbs has a lot of verses about chosen ones. And narcissism, it's like a whole book of Proverbs that I was reading is about chosen ones and narcissists. And every time it talks about a wise one, it's talking about a chosen one. And every time it's talking about a fool, it's talking about a narcissist. And it explains exactly what happens. So, the chosen ones, okay, if you're surrounded by fools, if you surround yourself with fools, you will be destroyed. So, we were surrounded by fools, so we were destroyed. What is a fool? Well, Proverbs also defines what fool is. It's someone who does not fear the Lord. And fear, a better translation, it would... Excuse me. Fear is not the best translation there. It has a different meaning. It should be like to be mindful of God, which does include fear. But it includes many other things. So if you're aware of God, and that's what you base your decisions on, okay, so that is the source of wisdom. And then if you don't do this, that's foolishness. So if you don't live for God, or do things for God, then you end up lying, cheating, deceiving others, doing things for yourself, being quite proud. And this is foolishness. And wisdom is fear of the Lord. The instructions The instruction for wisdom is fear of the Lord, and the proud, they will destroy their own families. So God will destroy the proud, and it doesn't mean not to have self-confidence. That's not what that means. It's like they exalt themselves higher than they should be, and taking advantage of others. Normally kicking widows to the side, and widows doesn't have the same meaning as you would think. I think that it includes divorced women, and it does include women whose husbands have died, but single moms might also be widows according to the Bible. Think about this, guys. There's a lot of people bashing single moms on the internet. And it's funny is that this in your Bible is one of the reasons why the Jews were destroyed. Because they did not take care of their widows. And then here you have the Satanists, at least they're trolls or bots. And then people listen to that and copy it, but they are making fun of widows and single moms and how awful they are, and just how you would rather be alone than be with them. It's just the awful things they say, and then they're not being taken care of. So this has actually led to the downfall of the Jews, is that they were not taking care of their widows, which also includes divorced women. Since they were not taking care of them, then God let them fall into ruin. And it's not that God did this, himself. It's God withdrew the hand of protection. And without God's protection, then, the devils just came and you know the rest of the story. But anyways, there's a lot of wisdom about fools and the wise. And so, the chosen ones were surrounded by fools. Okay, and a fool is somebody that does not acknowledge, they're not thinking of God. They're not basing their decisions and their lifestyle on God. And then they are living in sin. That is a fool. And that is the very definition of a narcissist. We know that they're demons. We know there's more to it. But essentially they're a fool. And because we were surrounded by fools, we got destroyed. But before honor comes humility. So God lowers us down. We get humiliated, and it's quite shameful. It also says that foolishness leads to poverty and shame. But the chosen ones, we go through a lot of poverty and shame too. And that verse doesn't mean that that verse doesn't mean only the foolish are poor or are ashamed. But it's saying that the foolish will be in poverty and will be shamed. But it also says if you're surrounded by fools, that you will be destroyed. And before honor comes humility. So we really are humbled quite a lot. And God's going to glorify and honor us. And because we are obedient to God, we do follow God, all the decisions we make, we keep God in mind. So we're doing everything we should, according to Proverbs, to have wealth. Okay, so to get wealth and esteem and honor and glory, if you read Proverbs, is to the fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord is not really a proper translation of the text. As I said before, it means more like to be mindful, to be aware of God, to be considering God when you make your decisions, when you live your life, the way you live your life. You're considering God and whether God would approve or disapprove of something. So if you're obedient to God, if you have fear of the Lord, which I've just defined, then you will have riches, like untold riches, and you'll be honored and glorified. Like, you'll be elevated, and God will raise you up. And it's better to have very little, but to live righteously, than to have a bunch of riches, but the trouble. Like, so thinking about the narcissist too, to where I really should have the Bible in front of me right now. I really should. I wasn't going to talk about this, but here I am. They lie They deceive and they steal, and they can end up with quite a lot. They're going to end up losing it all. And it'd be better to be very poor and to live uprightly than to have a bunch of wealth and to have obtained it in a deceitful way. You got a bunch of trouble and people chasing you, wicked flee when none pursue, and then end up losing it all anyway. So, yeah, it's pretty cold. It's pretty cold right now. I mean, I kind of spoiled myself today. I was making my clothes stretch, and then I got the news that I'm going to get some money, not a ton of money, but enough money that I can afford to go to the laundromat. And I did. I went to the laundromat, and I washed my clothes. And then I read these verses, and here I am, back at my house. And I learned some other things, too. I learned some other things, that apparently there are such things as nylon strings for guitars, and those are easier on your fingers. So I'm not going to be getting them because it's not a good use of money. So I'm gonna try to learn guitar on the standard strings, but it probably would have been a lot easier on nylon strings from what I've heard. But these are probably more than 30 years old. These strings are, and they still work. I do think they go out of tune and they're a little twangy, but maybe I like the sound more in other ways. So, yeah, I guess like other people, you know, are probably more skilled, have had training. I'm not like great or anything, but maybe I can be really good on old corroded strings. Old corroded, old rusty steel strings. So, yeah, I don't know. Now, I don't play much, but when I made the video the other day, that was quite a long time. I went a long time without playing. I never even really knew how to play. And then when you're poor and you just have a guitar, you might just play it a couple minutes every few days, and that's what I did, so. But a lot of stuff, like, I have no idea how people do. It's kind of like looking or listening to a foreign language and trying to figure it out. So, but I guess when I played that one chord, it was really hard the first time that I tried to play it, and then the second time I tried to play it, I made a video on that, and it was quite a bit easier. And then today, I think it's quite a bit easier to play again. It's freezing. So, at first I thought it was really hard to hold down the strings, but this is maybe not too bad, and I'm getting used to it. I haven't been practicing it a bunch or anything, but I think I slept on it a couple of nights, so. Ugh. I'm trying to stay covered in my blankie and be able to hold the guitar and to be warm. I'm still cold. I'm still cold. But it was kind of nice. Like, it was raining today, which, yeah, it's all muddy and like yucky, but it wasn't as cold because it was raining. It was quite a bit warmer outside. That was good. And then I accidentally forgot to turn on the alley. And I thought, okay, it's not snowing, I'll just turn left on my driveway. I knew that my drive gets really slippery and my tires can't handle it. They're not treaded tires. But I thought I might be okay. And it turned out that, like, I let off the gas as I got towards the top of my yard, and my tires were spinning. I was stuck in the mud thinking that I'd have to go grab a neighbor. But luckily I revved it enough and I finally got my car by the opening, because I needed to stop home and, you know, grab a few more dirty clothes and then head out. So I almost got stuck and didn't make it to the laundromat. I almost got stuck in my yard, stuck in the mud. And of course it flung mud all over the place, and then I tracked mud all in the house. And then my toilet was, it works now, but now it's clogged. And, yeah, so I just went to the gym because I don't want to. I've been trying to like do stuff without using a plunger to get it to unclog, but it's not working. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to play this song. Okay, maybe I'll keep playing it a little bit. I was about to cut out the video, but I'm feeling kind of sick and tired and cold, and I'm not doing this right. But I guess I never will be, so. Sorry guys. This is annoying me. It's cold. It's cold in my house. Oh, I want to use all the money I'm getting up on the heat, because then I wouldn't have money for the laundromat. Okay, let's see.